Well, you guys talk about a theater movie, and my first gut reaction was like the Supreme Court's ruling on pornography. I know it when I see it, and I don't know if there's necessarily a specific way of saying this makes
You
it
stole
a
that
theater
from
movie.
someone.
Well, I used to say that about the
That is
sauce.
from the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but we've talked about that statement before with like,
Yes.
a movie with or without the sauce.
I know it when I see it.
Yeah.
And I think a theater movie kind of falls into the same thing. And you guys were talking about if you haven't seen it in the theater for the first time, then you've seen it wrong. On the social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, I get a lot of comedians in my feed. I get a lot of like jokes, people joking around, yucking it up. And there was one comedian that I liked that I really enjoyed. Haven't seen him in person, but I really enjoyed him. And he was on a podcast, and so I listened to the podcast, and he was someone asked him like, "Oh, why did you post your entire special on YouTube instead of like isn't that going to cause less people to come see you?" And he said, "No, because it's meant to be seen in person, and if you watch it on YouTube like on your phone, that comes across, and I actually increased my ticket price. Like I was able to like increase ticket sales because that I released it on YouTube first." And so I'm not advocating for things to be released on streaming first or anything like that. But I think if you downplay it, I think right now the industry is in a very interesting spot because you have like a theatrical run that is for like 3 weeks, 2 months, whatever it is. I don't know. It depends on the movie, but it's in there.
Like 30 days is now the standard before
But
it gets released.
It's only in the
demand.
theaters for so long. And people are basing whether or not they want to see it in theaters based on, did I like it, the trailer? Is there enough hype for it? Is this something that I've seen enough commercials for that this is the holiday movie of the year? Like something like that. Did I see enough of that? When I think instead they should be saying like, because I've seen movies like The Dark Knight. I would love to see that movie in theaters. I did not see it in theaters, and now it feels like I won't be able to until it's like the Alamo does we're doing a show, like we're doing like here's these three, we're celebrating its 20th anniversary. I don't know, whatever, 10-year anniversary. I don't know. It feels like that's the only way I could see that movie in theaters. When in reality, me seeing it on the television, like on TV, seeing it at home, and it being a good experience makes me want to go to the theater more to see that movie. And maybe that's more of like it's going to affect movies that come after it. And it's like if you liked The Dark Knight, you're gonna love this movie. And it's like, oh well, that maybe I will see that in theaters. So I think right now we're at a point where we've talked about it with like what is going to be in theaters. Is Netflix ruining that whole thing? I don't think so, because I think honestly, yes, there are movies that aren't meant to be seen in theaters, but seeing it at home doesn't necessarily ruin that aspect of it. Doesn't really necessarily ruin the movie. Like I think Top Gun Maverick is meant to be seen in theaters. Mm-hmm. It's loud, it's in your face, it looks incredible. The gravity of it you could really feel when you're in theaters.
I mean, Tom has a message before the movie where he says this is the way it's meant to be seen.
But when I watch it at home, I still get the thrill of watching it.
Well, Corey, you're dancing on it because I agree with you. And if I'm going to cut you off really briefly there, because I feel like
no, go ahead.
I'm positive on this movie, and I'm positive on the theatrical experience, and maybe that's why I come across like, I mean, you're doing it a disservice by not watching it in the theaters. But you are right that there are certain movies that are good enough to, yes, it's probably a teeny bit better in theaters, and if it's still good outside of theaters, then it's a great, great movie.
Like Mad Max Fury Road for me is that movie.
This morning, was my first time watching Way of Water, not in the theater. I saw it twice when it initially went to theaters, and I saw it again when they re-released it in IMAX 3D like a month and a half ago. I went and saw it again in theaters then. And each time I was like blown away.